You may remember me from my television shows in the 1980s and 90s, and now I host a regularly live-streamed virtual magic showcase featuring some of the greatest magicians in the world. Welcome to Dr. Michael's Friday Night Wizard Emporium. And welcome everybody to this month's edition of my Friday Night Wizard Emporium. So grateful that you guys could make it this day. What an amazing show we have. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce someone who's one of my favorite magical entertainers. He specializes in bizarre magic, but I've seen him do other stuff as well. He's also a great storyteller. So please, let's put our hands together for, yes, I'm going to say the great Michael Kelly.
Thank you, Doctor. And I have a little story for you tonight. Those of you who are well read in certain circles may recognize the image on my shirt. It's one of the little characters featured in a well-known woodcut of Witches' Familiar Spirits. This is Vinegar Tom. And I have a little witchy story for you tonight, if I may. And I'd like somebody to help me with it. And I wonder if maybe Tommy could do that. He doesn't need to come on screen, but if you could have your voice ready and well lubricated, please, Tommy. Perfect pitch. Thank you. So, got a few little things in here to share. I'm going to show you 4 pictures, Tommy, to begin with.
Okay.
4 pictures of 4 women. Don't get too excited. You haven't seen them.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you something else which may change the way you look at them a little. It's,
you never will.
once I get it unwrapped. It's wrapped up because it has some very strange powers. Here we go. Just the wrapping. This is a stone with a hole in it. It's called a hagstone. And a hagstone enables you to see things which are otherwise invisible. It enables you to look through the veil between the reality we know and the world beneath. And you're going to need a little of that now as I show you these pictures. 4 pictures. I'm going to show you them first and just briefly describe them. I want you to then choose one. I'm going to tell you this story. One of these pictures will unlock kind of a little extra chapter in the story.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see if you can identify it or not. The first picture is of a woman standing in a graveyard. Now take a good look.
Okay.
You'll feel drawn to one of these pictures. You may not know why, but there will be something that makes one of them stand out. The second picture is of a woman looking into a mirror, a black mirror that casts no reflection. The third picture is a woman wearing a mourning veil, and in front of her is a box. And if you look, you'll see it's this very box.
Wow. Okay.
And the fourth and final picture is a woman standing next to a tea trolley in a nightdress. Are there any you'd like to see again before you decide?
Yeah, can you show me number one again?
Number one, the graveyard.
Yes.
Now, you may not know what draws you to any particular picture. There may be something subliminal that speaks to you. I love subliminals. But one of these pictures will stand out as significant. Which is it going to be?
You know what? I think it's that one there, the one you have in your hand. Number
This
four.
one here.
Yeah.
Okay. Standing beside the tea trolley. Arguably the most innocent of the pictures. But something's drawn you to it, so we're going to mark it by putting the hagstone on it, so we don't forget. Now I'll tell you a little about these pictures. Back in the years between the two world wars, in Tintagel in Cornwall, a very, very old woman lay dying. Her name was Margaret, and she was known as the Witch of Vicarage Hill. The only person attending her was her daughter, Emily, who looked very much like her. Margaret wasn't afraid to die. She just looked at Emily and she said, "You know what to do." Now, Emily was an only child. By this time, she was approaching 30 years old. She'd been brought up by her mother alone because her father had died within a couple of months of her birth. Her mother used to take her to the local graveyard. And as Emily would play among the tombstones, Margaret would gather special herbs that grew on the grave of her own mother and her grandmother. And she'd use these to brew her special teas, which she said gave her all of her powers. And now, of course, Emily was in that graveyard burying Margaret. When Emily got home from the funeral, she passed Margaret's mirror on the wall. This was the black mirror that she used to scry in and communicate with spirits. It never cast a reflection, but on this day, for the first time, as she passed the mirror, Emily saw a reflection in it. It looked like her, but it wasn't her. She had her instructions. Their cottage had a cellar that Emily had never been in, but she knew where the key was, and she'd been instructed that after Margaret's funeral, she should take the key and descend to the cellar at midnight, wearing the mourning veil. In the cellar, she found a circle marked on the floor. She found the box that you saw me take these pictures from. And within the box was a black candle, which she lit. There was a little notebook written in her mother's hand. Giving her instructions of what to do. And there was a quantity of her mother's special tea, quite a large quantity. She recited the ritual from the book. She brewed the tea. She drank it. Then she went into convulsions and passed out. It was quite strong stuff. She recovered consciousness the next morning. went upstairs, and had some more tea from the tea trolley. But this was no longer Emily. This was Margaret's spirit possessing her daughter's body. This was how she obtained immortality, passing from one life to the next, generation upon generation, bringing her own offspring up to be her next vehicle. Let's move forward a few years. Now, Emily is in the graveyard, though she's actually Margaret. And she's now gathering the herbs for her tea from Margaret's grave and her grandmother's grave and her great-grandmother's grave and brewing it, while her own daughter, Mary, plays among the tombstones. She was bringing Mary up alone because, unfortunately, Mary's father sadly died within a couple of months of her birth. You picked one picture, Tommy, which was this one of the reawakened Margaret standing beside the tea trolley. Can you tell me what drew you to that picture?
Sorry, I got muted for some reason. She's not standing on the floor. She's kind of floating, isn't she? I didn't want to say anything, but
Yeah,
I felt something weird about that.
there is something weird about that.
Yeah,
You also see that picture on the wall of the snake swallowing its own tail, the symbol of eternity,
yeah.
which is what Margaret achieved through the use of her tea, which is contained in this trolley. Did you unlock a little extra of the story? Maybe you did, because if we have a look in here, we'll find a little bag containing some of Margaret's tea
Very nice.
and a little continuation of the story, which contains that same image of the snake swallowing its tail.
Wow.
Margaret's tea ritual was bound to the Ouroboros, a symbol depicted by a serpent eating its own tail. It represents the perpetual renewal of life and the concept of eternal return. The hagstone, which we marked the picture with, was found stored in the boxes on the lower shelf of Margaret's tea cart. Got it in one, Tommy.
Wow.
There's only one question that remains, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably occurred to you. If Margaret or Emily or Mary are still around, how come I've got their box?
Mm.
The answer's, I think, quite a reasonable one. When Mary was due to be born, I wasn't hanging around to die within 12 months. I just grabbed what I could and headed for the hills. Thank you, Tommy. Back to you, Doctor.
Goosebumps. I got goosebumps.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. You know, I can listen to you all day, Michael. Michael Kelly. I really enjoyed the special you did. I think it was last month in July online. That was wonderful, filled with rich imagery and my favorite Celtic myths and whatnot. You reside in the Isle of Man, am I correct?
Yeah,
Or
that's right. Yeah.
Very good. I'm so glad you were able to make it this day. I'm going to ask you, like I'm going to ask all of our other performers this day, the question, close up, stage, or platform, which do you prefer and why?
I it's very, very difficult to get on the Isle of Man now, to be honest. But I always prefer a small stage, a parlor show with just a small audience, maybe 1 to 2 dozen people at most, because it lets you make a real connection with them. And everything I do is related to storytelling. So close up and moving around tables where everybody's chatting, it just doesn't create the atmosphere that I need for what I do. So yeah, it's a small stage setup. It would always be my preference.
Wonderful. It creates an air of intimacy that way, I'm sure. Let's say folks want to get in contact with you, Michael. How can they?
Probably the easiest way would be through Facebook. I have a personal account there in my own name. There's also one. Let me remember how it was worded. I think it's called. I can't even remember my own Facebook page title. But I did change it once, but I can't remember which way. It's either Michael Kelly Macabre Magician or Michael Kelly Bizarre Magician. But I can't. I have a feeling it's Macabre because
Wonderful.
um, so that's probably the easiest way.
Perfect. And you have books as well on Amazon, Tales of Fiction.
Mm.
Can people find them on Amazon via your name or how?
Yes, it, there are several Michael Kellys on Amazon, but my fiction is mostly under the name Michael H. Kelly. I put my
Uh,
middle initial in there to differentiate it. And um, if people have a taste for the more, shall we say, outrageously uh, outrageously adventurous, but also rather smutty stuff, then I have some under the pen name of Evelyn Dreams. That's Evelyn and Dreams.
Excellent, excellent. So now there's no excuse for people not to reach you. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for honoring us this day, Michael Kelly. Let's put our hands together for him one more time. Thank you, Michael. And there we go. Wonderful. I'm excited to introduce our next entertainer, our next performer. I first saw him in Vancouver, Canada, where he still resides, or Vancouver area, Canada. And he was a street magician, but not really. I mean, he happened to be performing along the main drag on Robson Street, and along with some other performers. I believe he was dressed in white tails and produced doves and he was just the most amazing, charismatic, if you want to call him a street entertainer. He's much more than that. His close-up magic is just impeccable. I want to reintroduce to all of you again. Let's put our hands together for Donovan.
Thank you. Thank you very kindly. My name's Donovan. I was born here in Canada. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I got to study under some of the world's finest magicians. I'll show you guys a little something I learned from a Japanese magician named Shigeo Furugawa. Taught me this when I was 10 years old. At this time, I'd already been doing magic for about 5 years. And we had to have a translator, a guy named Arnold First, translated his Japanese to English for me. But he taught me this beautiful trick, which I've been performing now for the last 40 years. I've been doing magic for 50 years, 45 years I've been doing this trick. Sorry, I forget how old I am. 45 years I've been doing this effect. So I have an old Japanese pill container here. Inside, I keep 4 old American silver dollars. And yeah, you can see it's solid. This thing's made of solid brass. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 coins inside the box. Watch, I wave the wand over the box, I tap the box, the coins disappear. Now watch, this part took a lot of practice. I wave the wand, tap the box, and the coins come back. No, I'm just kidding. Playing around with it here. We'll put the lid on the box. Watch, we're going to take the first coin. I'm going to take the first coin. I'm going to give it a squeeze. Wave the wand over my hand like this. Watch, just tap the box like that. The first coin melts away, and you can hear it inside the box. It's coin number 1. In there. Coin number 2. It's right here. Watch, we just wave the wand on top. Again, the coin just melts away. You can hear it into the box. These are pure silver. You hear that? 1, 2 coins in the box. Coin number 3, I'm going to do it just like Chris Angel on television, but without the camera tricks. Watch. Don't take your eye off the coin. Just going to wave my hand here. A little tap like this. And once again, the coin goes into the box. So we have 3 coins. 1, 2, 3. Last coin, I'm going to do what's called the beast vanish. That's where I take the coin, leave my hand over top, goes like this. 6, 6, 6, gone. And right inside the box, all 4 coins. Well, thank you very much for that. I will show you another one if you want to see. Let's see if I have any more of those here. I got some that I got here. I'll show you the trick I learned when I was in college. The rolling paper trick. I'm just kidding. I never went to college. Watch, folks. You take the rolling paper. Get a little bit of. Come on, pop open there. There we go. There we go. These coins are actually legal in Canada. Give them a squeeze like this, and I want to do a couple of those a night, or else you get real bad headaches. There we go. Yeah. I think I got something else. We'll show you. I got some back in the old days. I used to be a smoker there. Sorry. Here's some cigarettes. This was thanks to being friends with Lance Burton. I grew up watching him smoke cigarettes at the Magic Club when I was, 15 years old or 12 years old. I thought to be cool, I would have to smoke cigarettes, right? So here we go. Let's see later again. Get that popped open here. You see that one a little bit better? There we go. I go behind my knee. There we go. Okay. 2. One here. One goes here. Watch. Oh, sorry. Wait a second. What the hey? Hey, there we go. Here, we'll get rid of that one. Take this here. There we go. And that one we'll just. Whoa, that one's way bigger. There we go. Was it 6 inches? Hold on a sec here. Watch. All right. Pull sleeves back. Put the coin inside the handkerchief here. Coin melts away. Like that. Comes out right behind my prick knee. There we go. There we go. There. Up. There we go. Thank you very much. There we go.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Donovan, you never cease
Thanks.
to amaze us. Your stuff is both visual and deceptive as a fellow magician. It's like we're looking and we can't see what's going on behind the scenes, which is, I guess, the whole purpose of it. Amazing. Can you share briefly some of your mentors? I know Jimmy Grippo was one.
Jimmy was one. Gary Darwin was my first one. Gary Darwin. There's guys. It goes back further than that. There was a guy named Paul Hawker who taught me my first card tricks when I was 7. My next door neighbor Dean Fisher taught me how to rub a coin in my elbow. Here, I'll show you what he did. I've been doing this like since I was 5, so I've been doing this trick for 50 years. Let me take the jacket off. I lose a jacket. I didn't have a jacket when I did it when I was a kid. But that old trick where you take the coin, give it a squeeze, and you rub it right inside your elbow like this, and the coin disappears. And then you reach inside your elbow and pull it out, not that elbow, this elbow over here. So that's the first
Beautiful.
that's the first coin trick I learned when I was 5 years old. And the handling has come a long way since then, but that's essentially what it was, right? But the move I learned when I was 5 was this: you just tossed it back hand to hand and went like that, and then did your retention and then into the elbow, but you dropped the coin down the back of your shirt. Well, I stopped doing that once I became a teenager and started getting a little bit of sweat on my neck. I learned I could set the coin back. I have a hard time now because I shattered my left shoulder 4 years ago. Eh? So I have a hard time putting my hand up here. It's like I'm like, ah! But
I hear
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I
So
hear you.
it's very cool. Anyways, I learned that when I was 5. I went to my school library in the next year or two and got a book called Spooky Tricks, and I learned all the tricks out of that. And by the time I was 7, I was doing shows in my backyard for my neighbors and charging them a nickel. And then my dad took me to Disneyland Magic Shop when I was 7 years old. And I got my first magic set and a ventriloquist figure. And then when I was 10 years old, they took me to Abbott's. And then after that, I went away came to Canada for the summer. I went back to Vegas. And my dad had found Gary Darwin's Magic Club. So Wednesday afternoons, they had a junior club. And I got to hang out with guys like Randy Sagar and Steve Pellegrino. Steve Pellegrino was one of David Copperfield's assistants. Hey, so he taught me
Yes.
how to do the dancing cane, and it's just I had some really good instruction in Vegas. But my big mentors really were Gary Darwin, Jimmy Grippo, because Jimmy Grippo really, as far as I know, only had taught 3 guys. There was Gino Mignori, myself, and a guy named Joseph Burton. And Joseph Burton was Jimmy's favorite student, right? So, but I was an earlier student of his, right? From like age 10 up until I was around 17, 18 years old. Jimmy taught me lots, right? So um, I hung out with Slidini and Di Vernon at the Magic Convention every year that I attended. I attended the Desert Magic Seminar, and I got to sit at the head table with Jimmy Grippo, Tony Slidini, and Di Vernon. And those 3 old guys would just compete to see who could show me the best trick or teach me the best trick. And I just shut up. I just sat there, kept my mouth closed, and just sat there like a sponge and absorbed everything they showed me. Right. So I was very fortunate. I met lots of guys at that Desert Magic Seminar. Guys like John Cornelius taught me how to, make a coin jump up to the other hand. And of course, John could do it like 20 inches, right? But I've only ever done it a bit, right? But I use that more as a utility move and stuff like that. So, but it's lots of fun. I have lots of fun with that. I tell people, I say, you've seen a coin fall down before. Have you ever seen a coin fall up? And then I say, do you know how I do that? And they say, no. And they say, Satan. and,
And you do that especially for church groups, no doubt. I
absolutely.
have,
I tell
I've
them, I
got,
tell them I'm a card carrying Catholic. I pull out
yeah.
my wallet, my fire wallet, and I open it and fire comes out. I say, I guess my card was revoked.
Ah, that's so hot. I'm going to ask you the same question I'm going to be asking all our entertainers this
Yeah,
show. Close up, stage, or platform, which do you prefer and why?
all of them. All of them. I think you have to. I think a guy has to be versatile, and I like them all. But if I was going to have a preference, it'd be platform, just because of the intimacy with the audience, right?
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, I've been retired from Magic for a long time now, right? So I still perform for all my clients, but and I do the odd show if I get asked. But I haven't had an agent for 20 years. I haven't, I used to have guys send me on shows all the time. I just don't, I've made myself scarce is what I've done, right? So I want to get back out there now because I'm getting close to retiring from my square job, right? So, but I just
Wonderful.
want to thank you guys for having me and allowing me to perform. I'm super grateful. Thank you.
I was just going to thank you for the same thing,
Oh,
Donovan. We're so grateful that you did agree to come on the show this time. You're so appreciated. How can people get in touch with you? Is there any way in case they do want to book you?
they can get a hold of me through Facebook. My name's Donovan Wert, Wert. I performed for many years under the name Donovan Atreides, right? That was my stage name. But I've just become plain old Donovan Wirt now, and so that's probably what I'll perform under from now on. So, anyways, thank you.
Wonderful. A
Yeah,
pleasure and an honor to have you back again, Donovan. Don't be a stranger. Hopefully you'll come on another show or two of ours. Let's put our
anytime.
awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Let's put our hands together for the great Donovan. And speaking of great, we have somebody I adore. I think her magic is impeccable. I think her look is relatively unique. She does the kind of stuff that you can catch, for example, on social media, on Instagram, perhaps Facebook as well. So it's right there, and you won't be able to tell how it's done. Let's please put our hands together for our next great magician, Ari Rose. Hi, Ari.
Hi, thank you so much, Dr. Michael. So, my name is Ari Rose, and I'm actually going to use you, Dr. Michael, for this routine. I want to experiment with the idea of free will. Are our actions our own, or are we influenced by outside factors to make the decisions we do? So, I have these three bottle caps. They are artisan beer bottle caps I've collected from all over the world doing magic. They're the weird, like, hipster brands, the ones that are garbage most of the time, but sometimes you find a good one, and I like to keep the bottle caps of the good ones. So, what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you just choose one of the bottle caps.
All right, by color, should I mention the color or the
Yes, please
number?
mention the color. That would be the easiest.
Excellent. It looks like blue.
Blue. So, I'm gonna
Yep.
take the blue one and I'm
Yep.
gonna actually put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Now, again, all of your decisions are yours. You can make your own choices. I'm gonna have you choose another bottle cap. Which one would you
Y
like?
Yellow, please.
Yellow. Now I'm going to give you a choice. Would you like to keep the yellow for yourself, or would you like to give me the yellow?
I'd like to give the yellow to you.
So I'll take the yellow. So you would like to keep the red for yourself then?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'll give the red to you. Now, the idea of this was that I didn't influence you at all. Actually, you
No.
can change your mind. Would you like to change your mind, or are you happy with the mind you have?
Let's change. Let's switch around.
Cool. So you'll keep the yellow and I'll have the red.
Yep.
That seems fair, right?
Absolutely.
I haven't influenced you to make these decisions at all.
No.
I've given you complete and utter free will with this. It's interesting because, well, the other day I went to see a psychic and I got her business card. This was the only piece of paper I had lying about today. So I actually wrote a prediction on the back of it, and I will show it to you, but I'm going to read it out loud. It was a prediction that says, I'm holding the red, you're holding the yellow, and the blue is in the pocket.
Wow. Wow,
That's
wow,
my
wow.
prediction. But I want to take this a step farther. Take the one out of my pocket. I'm going to give you the choice. Choose a bottle cap.
Blue.
Blue. It's interesting that you chose blue because you could have chose either of these, but you chose the blue one. Sometimes life is about reading in between the lines of reality, the things that we see that are hidden in plain sight. Like I said, I went to see a psychic the other day and she gave me her business card and she told me that advice to read in between the lines. Now, on her business card, it says, balance chakras, live your best life, unveil truths, and energy healing. And if you actually look at the first four
No.
letters of that business card, it spells out the word
Ah,
blue.
I love it.
Thank you so
I
much.
love it.
So
That's
I'm going to do a little shameless plug here. This is called Primary Caps.
okay.
It is a multi-phase routine. These are just some of the ideas you can do with it, but they are revelation bottle caps. So you have like different magicians revelations that you can see on our website, nocturnemagic.com. And they're great for magicians, they're great for mentalists. You can use it like I did there, or you can use it for different routines that we provide. And it's just a wonderful product. It is the company that I am co-owner of called Nocturne Magic. I co-own the company with my business and life partner, Rocco Colt.
I love that. I love that.
Thank
Let's
you.
put our hands together for Ari. Stick around, Ari, because we're going to chat briefly. That
Of
was
course.
wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
yes, I will purchase that effect. You know, I love mentalism and or bizarre magic.
Thank you
So
so
I
much.
think that's brilliant. I
Thank you.
truly do. I'd love to know your thought processes. I think we've spoken of this before, but for
Yeah.
example, where did you come up with this?
So me and Rocco have done um so many like late night jam sessions since we met, really. We were just going through a bunch of creative ideas. When we decided to found Nocturne Magic, we were playing around with the idea of colors. And we came up with a couple different things, and eventually I was like, what about bottle caps? And we were like, both of us agreed that bottle caps would be a really cool organic item that you could get. And having the theory of colors is really cool because you can also go into like psychological readings too about the color theories and things like that. And then we're like, we need to have another effect built into that. So we decided to make revelation bottle caps. It's an organic thing that can lay out on the table for the entirety of your routine and then be called to. And as long as you are keeping the audience engaged, they don't even know. They don't know what to expect. They don't know what they're looking at. So you can have them hold it in their hands, and then they see that that's like on the bottle cap, and they're like, "Wow!" So that's kind of the
Totally.
creative process that me and Rocco both went through to come up with this idea.
I love that. And I love Rocco's stuff as well. I've seen him on social media, I think on his Instagram, at least. He might be on Facebook as well. The creativity involved is so cool, let
Yeah,
alone the effects. They're so awesome. And like you
yeah, he's
say,
great.
I love the organicness, if that's a word, of the
Thank you.
props you just used. I'm going to ask you the same question. Close-up stage or platform, which do you prefer and why?
That's such a good question. I have a special place in my heart for all of it. I would say close up and like parlor style are my most ideal things, but I have done things that would border on stage. I grew up on stage. I've been a professional dancer since I was 18 and a dancer all my life. So I am used to being on stage. However, I love being able to interact with my audience and developing those like personal like moments with them because I really like
Yes.
to connect with them. But I think that's possible through a stage element as well. It's just can be a little bit more challenging. I love walking around doing close up and connecting with a lot of different people. I love doing parlor where I get to really interact with them, go out with the audience and do things with them. So I'm a really big fan of all of it, really. I just love performing and connecting with people.
You are a natural. You're
Thank you.
totally, you really are, truly. Let's say folks want to get in touch with you. How can they?
So you can get in touch with me through Instagram at Ari Magical Life. There's underscores in between each word. On Facebook as Ari Rose. My website, arirosemagic.com. Nocturne Magic's Instagram and Facebook page. And you can purchase this effect and others on nocturnemagic.com.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for honoring us this day by coming back on our show. I'll look
Thank
forward
you for
to your
having
next
me.
appearance.
Yes, me
And
too.
let's put our hands together for the great Ari Rose. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And there we go. So Ari's from the US, from Florida area, Donovan from Vancouver, Canada, Michael Kelly from the Isle of Man. So we're kind of jumping all over the world. We're going back to the UK with a very special video performance by our next entertainer, who is from the UK. Let's put our hands together for the great John the Great, who is our mate.
Okay. Now, first of all, this isn't a trick or such. This is my new state-of-the-art PA system. Right? Every good magician needs a PA system. Okay. And this isn't just about me standing on a stage performing tricks. It's about audience participation. This. So what we're going to do is we're going to test this PA system and make sure it works okay, right? So after three, I want all the gentlemen to shout out "Bing Bang Boom" as loud as they can, and then we're going to see how loud you actually shout. Okay? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3.
Bing Bang Boom.
Okay. So that was a 9. Okay. That was a 9. That's good. Okay, now can the women beat a 9? Yeah. I think there's more women here than men. So let's see if the women can beat number 9. Okay, let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I'd say that was 9.5. That was 9.5. But what we're going to do is we're going to do it all together now. We're going to see if we can reach the number 10. Who thinks we can reach number 10 on the chart? Okay, so we're going to have a go, okay? So let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bing Bang Boom!
Okay, and we...
And there we go. There we go. Wonderful. John the Great, he's our mate. And he sometimes appears on Open Mic Magic, seen every Wednesday on Facebook, Open Mic Magic Theater. Look it up. Um, this next segment is mine, and usually Cheryl, but Cheryl is off tending to her kitties or kitty cats who are feeling a bit under the weather. So it looks like I'll be going solo. We're usually Strange Gambits, her and I, Cheryl Hayes and myself. I would love to get someone up assisting me for this experiment of the mind. And it is quite a difficult one. We've tried it before on Open Mic Magic Theater. Look it up. But we're going to attempt it here and hopefully it will succeed. Oh, it's Holly. Holly, how are you this day?
Great. Hi, Dr. Michael. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm laughing because, well, you'll see why in a second. Holly Knightley, by the way, is a great horror author who I've been reading one of your books, Giggles, and enjoying it. And as soon as it's done, I'll send you an awesome review. I
Awesome.
just love that. And you've been instrumental in kind of mentoring me and my three horror novels. So it's greatly appreciated as well. So you're going to see now why I giggled, pun intended, was yours is one of the 3 books I've got here for people to choose. And normally it might not have been you. I would like you to select one of these books. It can be yours, it can be one of mine. It's completely up to you. We've prearranged nothing. Is that correct, Holly?
No, nothing.
Okay, so you have no idea what I'm about to do, and quite frankly, neither do I. No.
That's
Um,
reassuring.
which book do you prefer?
Is that
One, two.
narcissistic to pick my own?
And it's up to you. I could see why you'd prefer that. So we'll call it number two, one, two, or three. Which one?
I gotta go two because I love clowns so much.
I
I
have a
can't help
feeling
myself. I
I
see the
love it.
clown that's calling to me.
I love it. We're gonna have a real giggle out of this. So that's ironically, you picked your own book. We're going to determine a page and a line in your particular book. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with dice, are you?
Yes, I've used them in games.
Okay. Yes, I'm sure. Is it Dungeons and Dragons, D&D? I don't know what you play, but
That's a
nonetheless,
different dice. I know
ah, okay.
that.
So I just want to emphasize for everybody, it's not a trick die. I rolled one a second ago. I just rolled four. Again, I want to emphasize here's five. I'm going to roll the dice twice because theoretically I'm missing another die. I'm supposed to have two. So we'll come up with a really difficult number. This is five,
Okay.
and we'll try this. We'll add to the five a two. So that gives us
Seven.
seven. Seven. Now we're going to determine which page in Giggles. We'll use a deck of playing cards, and I'm going to spread these out. I'm going to ask, I'm going to start at this end and move thusly, and wherever it feels right, just call out stop. Don't wait until I get to the end because, well, that's boring. Okay, let's begin
Stop.
right around here. So you've stopped me around four cards, and I'm going to get you to select two of the four. So this is one, two, three, four. Which two numbers would you like? One, two, three, or four?
Can we take one and four?
Sure. So, well, let's pick adjacent ones. So it's either one and two or three and four.
Ooh, three and
Or
four.
even two and three. We can really go crazy here. So one and two, two and three, three and four.
Three and four.
Three and four. Excellent. I have no idea at this point what they are, but we'll have a look at them.
Okay.
The king is 13, I believe, and the two gives us 13 plus two gives us 15. Page 15. I think you'll agree that was very spontaneous. You had a really completely free choice of that. So it's going to be page 15. No, that can't be right. There's no, oh yeah, that's right. Page 15, line 7. I'm going
Okay.
to make, if you will, a prediction on the slate. It's actually a whiteboard, and it's page 15. Let's see if I can remember. I'm focusing. I have a bit of a hunch. I'm going to write this down. I'm going to commit it to my board. I believe that's probably right. We'll leave that for a minute. Um, what was the page again, Polly? I think it was
It was page 15.
15 and the line or the word was 7.
Seven, yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 will show. I'm going to move this up a titch so our audience can see. Where are we here? There we are. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, the
Okay.
word is father, I believe.
Father, yes. One, two, three, four.
Father.
Yeah. Father, yep.
I think you'll agree, and you should remember your text. Believe it or not, I did
Ah,
get it right. I've
you
got the
got it
word.
right.
It's a miracle. It truly is.
Awesome. Thank you.
If you know me well, you know that was truly a miracle. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you,
so
Dr.
much,
Michael. That
Molly.
was awesome.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. There we go. That truly was touch and go there for a moment. I actually came up with a blank in my head, and which is usually the case for me. I want to introduce,
Dr. Michael,
yes,
I think I'm gonna actually butt in. I know it's your show.
sure.
Yeah, I know it's your show, but you've been asking everybody what sort of magic performance they prefer, but nobody, of course, is asking you.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So I think you have to answer that.
I do. I do. So the question is close-up, stage, or platform? And I love close-up for walk around, where I've done that for years. I love putting stuff right there by the audiences under their noses. It's right there the magic happens. So I love close-up. Stage, I've started off as a stage magician, so I love that. I love the props and the color and whatnot. But I also love the intimacy of a good platform show as well, which gives me an opportunity to do more mentalism and bizarre magic. Because although there's maybe a platform stage, a small stage, and I performed recently on a platform stage, it truly was intimate. There were hundreds of people there. It was at a major restaurant in New Westminster, Vancouver. And so I love them all for that reason. I love platform for the intimacy, stage because I'm a bit of a showman, I hope you'll agree, and close up because it occurs right under their noses. So did that answer your question?
It does.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm excited to introduce from the UK somebody who is no stranger to Open Mic Magic Theater. I believe he appears just about every week, every Wednesday on Open Mic Magic Theater. Look it up on Facebook. He is somebody we enjoy every time, and his name is Peter John. So please, let's put our hands together for Peter John.
Stand up for the next effect so you can get the full length of the rope. So I have here a piece of coloured children's skipping rope. And I'm going to tie the two ends together using left over right, right over left, and pull it tight, which gives us a reef knot. So there is our piece of rope tied with a reef knot. So we're now going to move to the end of a loop and cut the other end with my scissors. So you can now see a piece of rope. There's two pieces of rope, and we will tie the other ends together. And there we have the second reef knot. I think the scouts and the guys are left over right, right over left. Whatever. So all I need now is a choice. Perhaps Kevin, you could choose, if we label this number 1 and number 2, which knot would you choose? Number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
The number 1 is this one.
Yep.
There's nothing prearranged, is there?
No.
Hands are empty. You've chosen number 1. There you are. What? That leaves me with number 2. The rope, which was cut into 2 pieces, is now fully restored. There's a middle, you can see, all in one piece. Thank you.
And there we go, the wonderful Peter John from the UK. Kev, is he in our audience? So we can have a chat. If not, that's all right.
No, I can't see
Okay.
him.
No worries. Very good. We're going to move on to somebody who is no stranger. In fact, she's one of your co-producers, Kevin Peele and Robina the Enchantress, co-produce Open Mic Magic Theater every Wednesday on Facebook. We're going to show one of my favorite performances. To be honest, I love them all. But anyway, this is one I selected for your viewing pleasure. Let's put our hands together for Robina the Enchantress.
Oh, well, hi. Oops, you guys got here awfully fast. I have had company for a while, and it has been wonderful. We have sat out and watched nature go by, watch the birds and the squirrels, and sit down and have a glass of wine and watch the world go by. It's wonderful. But now, one of the things I love, how amazing this wine's good. But then I realized that, you can't smell it. You can't smell it over Zoom. So what I thought is I'd try a little magic, stir it a little bit, and then look, here's a little bouquet for you. Ah, good. So we also put a lot of magic games. Made sure each of us had good, strong magic. Now, one of my favorites was using my big die. Let's see. Out there. Okay. I need everybody to think about what number they would roll. And we're going to put it in the box. And now here's one of the problems of living in a magical area. Everybody likes to come gather and share in your magical. Oh, I knew you had to be in there. You brought the spider, right? You know I hate spiders, so that's okay. That's okay. No, I love spiders. Let's see. And the baby ducks, they even brought their baby for us. Okay, what we need to do is we need to send them all home first so that we can then have the empty box to do our dye production with. Okay, now this, our transporter. So what I'm going to do, there's the transporter, because we're going to send all these folks home. Now you see we have the beautiful environment behind us for them. So, flower's nice, but we really, actually we can put the flower in this one. And our wonderful friend the troll can go here in the basket. And she can take her spider with her. And our little baby ducks. And mom and daddy duck. Okay, here we go. One of the things we can misunderstand with magic fairly often is that we may want to send them home, but we actually have to tell magic where home is. So you see, they may all be gone. Transporter still need instruction. Back home, they should all be home now. Now, we actually get to the dive routine. And here, now all we need to do is shake it. Let's see. Okay, everybody think of your favorite number, and it's all going to be right. Think, what is your number? Now, who was thinking about their white hair? Your white hair is very cute and beautiful. Thank you. There's one more thing. You know that I have a hard time with flowers. Ugly, no matter what works for me. So for me, it's amazing how many things have flower in them. So what we're going to do is we're going to check, use a little magic to see if this has flower. I don't think so. I think we checked it before. This is something new. So what we're going to do is say your favorite magic words. Abracadabra. Hocus Pocus, or in one of my Hocus Pocus fish bones chokers. Pretty flower and this wonderful line. Oh, yes, there was. Not anymore. Salute and cheers.
I love that. I love that. And I believe Rabina's in the house. She's in our virtual audience this day. How are you, Rabina?
I am doing quite well, thank you.
Awesome. I love that routine. It harkens back to my days when I did tons of kid shows and the audience participation, even though there was no physical audience there, I think the viewers kind of drawn into participating and saying the magic word or the favorite magic words and all that. You certainly have a colorful presence, which is very entertaining for kids and adults as well. I want to ask you at this juncture, close up. I think I know the answer, but close up, stage, or platform, which do you prefer and why?
Well, I have been a dancer since I was about 7 years old. I'm a little froggy. I think everything's blooming right now, but I have done stage performances all of my life, and that has always been what is natural for me to do. As I, I I believe that, especially since most of the magic that I do these days is on Zoom, that probably reclassifies my stage as a platform parlor concept instead. So it said I just love to do magic, and whichever one. I don't do a lot of close up, and I'm not sure why. It's just never been my thing. But that's that's I love what I do, and I love my audiences. It's been absolutely amazing.
And your audiences love you. You just gave me an idea. I should have put one more classification in, and that was Zoom. I said close-up stage or platform. I should have
Yeah,
mentioned Zoom as well.
yeah.
I know you're a co-producer, along with Kevin Peel, of a wonderful online show that I'm blessed to be a part of. You welcome me every week, and that, quite frankly, that surprises me. I'm just kidding. I'm very grateful for those opportunities. I want everybody to see Open Mic Magic Theater, and I know I tease and I mention it on Facebook. Look it up. But I really mean that because if you want a good hour, maybe an hour and a half, if there's a huge amount of performers, you just sit back and relax and be amazed and enjoy their presence and your color. I enjoyed, I have to say this, and I think we're going to show this on the next Friday night was at Emporium. Your last performance as well that you did on open mic was wonderful, and I did record it. And you mentioned to me, well, you think you could do better, you'll give me an edited version. That's great if you do, but if not, don't worry because that was awesome, and I can't wait to debut that one for my audiences as well. How can people get in touch with you, Robina,
I said,
if
well,
they
one
want to
thing I can
book you?
say is that I think where the audio was out of balance, just like this one. I think the one this past week, the audio was also out of balance. So I have a great little marquee here that I have been given as a present. So
Ah, beautiful.
I usually have it handy, and I'm a little slow today, but
Robina Magic, all one word.com. You
yes.
want a good show, and your hubby is a riot as well. He's an equally entertaining. To say entertaining is not giving him enough credit. He's funny, he's got a stage presence, he's brilliant, and he's hysterical. Wow, I said all that, but I truly believe it. And I hope down the road again he'll provide or you'll provide another video performance of his. I love the chopper, the finger chopper,
Oh,
which
yes.
is quite a riot. Rabina, I have to thank you, Rabina the Enchantress, for joining us this day. And we'll see you probably either tomorrow on my own show with Tommy this time or Wednesday, Open Mic Magic Theater. Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for Rabina.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here. I'm always so honored.
We are honored. Thank you.
Mhm.
And there we go. Wow, I don't believe it's down to the wire virtually, pun intended. The next entertainer I'll be doing something with tomorrow, and then there'll be a gap as we resume my Magical People live shows until Christmas time. But then in the new year, we're going to alternate with a new show of mine, a special presentation of Beyond Belief tomorrow, the art of strange mentalism, where our guest will be Silent Piercy. You got to see that same time as this one. But for now, I want us please to put our hands together for one of the foremost mentalists and bizarrists of New York City, the great Tommy Burnett.
Perhaps, maybe even the United States. Having said that, who knows? I'm just putting that out there, you know? Yeah, so, you gonna hop up or what? Okay, love you. Thank you. Alright, so, hopefully I can make this book, and we'll see. We'll see. That's not good. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Alright, well, it is what it is. We'll start, you can start the edit from here. Hi, I'm Tommy Burnett. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so, as you can see, I have a small box here and a big box with, as I move it forward, knocked everything off of my table, but it's okay. We'll clean that up, as we say, in post. And I'll clean up after the show. So, this might be fun. Michael Kelly asked me to be his volunteer. I don't need him on camera either, just a friendly voice from the Isle of Man. And by the way, I really love that effect. I don't know if that's one of the ones that you're planning on getting rid of, but maybe we can talk. If not, it's okay. If not,
I'm afraid I'm keeping that one.
You're keeping that one. I
That's-
will too. I will too. It's a good one. It's a good one. Anyway, no worries. No worries. Okay, so, but we have your voice. You've been in the magic world a long time, so if I throw out a name like Houdini, you would know who that is, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably one of the most, if not the most well-known musician of all time, and it's a bold statement, but when you talk to a layperson and ask them, can you name a musician 9 times out of 10, they will say Harry Houdini. A lot of people don't know, you probably do, and a lot of people here probably do, know that he had a beautiful wife by the name of Beatrice, who also went by the nickname of Beth. And they did a phenomenal, phenomenal, okay, effect called the metamorphosis trick, where one of them got inside of a big trunk. The trunk was chained up and locked up. Well, actually, you never locked up, first usually in handcuffs, and then put you through a bag, and then the bag was put into a box. The box was chained up. We're going to perform I don't know, what I'll call it a ritual today, and hopefully Ben over here won't interrupt too much. He's whining a little bit. I just gave him food, but he's never satisfied these days. Hey, baby. Okay, so, I have a couple of representatives that are going to play Houdini and Beth. And they are going to be played by a couple of Rubik's Cubes, because I couldn't afford the 3D model of Harry Houdini. It's quite expensive. I used to have one hanging on my wall, and then I gave it to my ex-girlfriend who promptly broke up with me. But that's another story. Yeah, this is my way of getting personal. Okay, so the mixed up cube, which really is mixed up, and if we were in the same room, I could ask you to mix it up, will represent Harry Houdini being bound up in chains, and hence it being mixed up. And we will place him inside the box and then close the top and secure the box by tying a beautiful blue ribbon like this around one side of the box. Now, I'm surprised I was able to do that because my hands today are aching furiously, but let's see if I can tie the second one as well. So we're going to secure the other side of the box with a red ribbon, and really my thumbs are creating the issue here. I know, honey, I'm sorry. And then we have another bigger box which will go on top of Beth, Harry, who was bound up in chains, and then Beth goes on top of the box. Now, they really did this for anyone who doesn't know in real life. He would get in the box, she would get on top, and then in a matter of mere seconds, they would change places. In fact, all it took was 1, 2, 3, and then Beth was on top of the box. And, Harry, the person in chains is now on top of the box. The box is empty. We undo the red ribbon, then we undo the blue ribbon, and of course, now Beth is inside the box, just like Harry and Beth did back in the 1920s and 30s. I think we've had enough of that, and let's go back to Dr. Michael so he can ask me a very profound question. I predict, and thank you, Michael Kelly, for. I didn't need your voice. I needed your support. So
I hope my question is more profound than it is profane, but yes, you're absolutely right. Um, I predict that you know already what the question is because I've asked everybody thus far what it is. Close-up
Well,
stage or platform? Close-up stage or platform? Which do you prefer and why?
and don't forget Zoom.
And where?
Yeah, and where? Yeah. Well, I don't have a preference. I prefer to perform magic and miracles. It doesn't matter where I am. I started out doing close-up, and very shortly after was doing escapes on stage in my teens and 20s, and other stage magic, and never did any big illusions, mostly because I never had the space. I've built a few big illusions for other people, but never really had the space for me to do it. And to be fair, neither the inclination to do so. My whole life, people told me, you might be better off not speaking. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I got 2 words for you, and they're not Merry Christmas. And so I fought that my whole life, and that might be why, that may be very well why I never really made it big, because I wanted to do it my way. And each one of those categories for me has a certain place. Like many people said, they love the intimacy of close-up. I like the intimacy of being on stage, because there is an intimacy on stage. Not only with the audience sitting in the seats, but the audience members that come up to help me. It's a very intimate space on stage, so I don't think everyone realizes that. And same with Zoom. Zoom, I neither love it nor hate it. I prefer live, but I've been on television quite a lot growing up myself, and didn't really have my own show, but I've been on other people's shows and the news quite a lot. But we don't want to talk about the news because it's a little bit embarrassing. No. No. Anyway, no, I did an expose on streetcar money back in the 80s for ABC News that ran for like a week. Because back then, Silicon Valley was a big nuisance here in Manhattan. And people were getting ripped off left and right. So I got lucky. They gave me the opportunity for explaining that it was a con, and like I said, it ran for five days, I think. I have a footage somewhere, but anyway, I'm talking way too long. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I think it's going to be a great beginning of something new.
I agree. I think it's going to be very exciting. I'm going to promote it more near the end of our show.
Yeah.
But it's called, and it's going to be on the same time, 1 p.m. LA, 4 p.m. New York, 9 p.m. UK, 6 a.m. Sunday the next day in Australia. It's called Beyond Belief, The Art of Strange Mentalism. And before I ask for your particulars, Tommy, I want to mention your tome. It's for every magician, not just if you're a mentalist or a bizarrist. It's not that it's so full. It's not that it's so full of tons of effects, but the philosophy, and it's more than philosophy. Sometimes philosophy is just you're talking and you're speculating. This is material, psychology, etc., that has been tried and true. And I guarantee you guys, it will elevate your performances on so many levels. It's a must-have called Beneath the Surface, and it is available on Amazon. But if you want yours, and I do, I would prefer it that way. I'm not saying don't buy from Amazon, but if you want it, I don't know if Tommy is willing to autograph it or not, because it may end up on eBay, with your signature. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
But
I used to do a routine at the end where I would sign my name and say, like before I sign it, I would say, this is probably worth about $2 on eBay, but if I sign it, now it's worth about $2.50. So, yeah, I mean, I stopped doing the autograph by mail because it ended up costing me too much money. But if you buy the book and I bump into you at a convention or anywhere, I'm happy to sign it.
and how can people reach you, Tommy?
They can reach me here.
Oops.
I like how that came out. That works, yes. TommyBurnett.com is my personal website, and it's magictaboo.com where you can find all my magical goodies. And I won't say that. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. And my email is TommyBurnett1@gmail.com, and there's my phone number.
Awesome. Thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show this day, Tommy. We'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday because who knows what you're going to come up with on Wednesday. Another amazing effect on Open Mic Magic Theater on Facebook. We'll look forward to seeing you then, but we'll also be doing our own show together, a backdoor pilot, I like to call it, which will technically be starting in January. Saturdays, alternating with another show I'm doing, Beyond Belief, The Art of Strange Mentalism. Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for the grades. Tommy Burnett. Thanks, Tommy. And from New York City, I might add too. We're back in North America. We've been popping all over the world. Rabina was from Texas, I believe, as well. And now we're going to jump over to the UK for somebody who is co-producer along with Rabina the Enchantress of the Open Mic Magic Theater on Facebook every Wednesday. And I think he's probably one of Britain's or one of the UK's foremost mentalists. Please let's put our hands together for Kevin Peel. Can't hear you, Kev.
Were you talking about someone else there for a moment and you brought me on? Right, okay, so I'm going to need 4 people in a minute, but before we go over to them, I'm looking for a sponsor at the moment, so if anybody cares to, to sponsor me, I'd love to have a corporate sponsor. Product placement. I can do product placements on your products during my shows, whatever. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. I need four helpers. So I actually like to have Micah as well, but I don't know if he's got his camera. Yes, there he is. There's the little face of Micah. So let's grab. There we go. Hang on a sec, Micah. I'm just finding you there. Add Micah. Well, we have to have Holly. Bobby, you happy to join? Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
And Merson, do you want to join in as well?
Yes, I'll join in.
There we go. A lot of people. Who's got, Barbie, have you got the radio on or something? Do you mind switching it off?
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah. Just sing among yourselves while we wait. Oh, it's going up and up and up now until we're going down. It's all part of the show, folks. It's all part of the show. Cute, Barbie.
I was trying to do 3 things at once.
Right. Okay. So I have a piece of card here, and let's see who we've got. I did have a. Would you believe my Sharpie? There it is. Sharpie. The magician's pen. Sharpie. Anyway, let's see who we've got. We've got Micah. We'll do you in the order that you're on the screen. We've got Holly. We've got Barbie. And we got Merson. We're going to generate, with your help, a number, and I've got a whole load of cards here with different numbers on them. Yep. And I'm going to give, I think they're 3, 6, yeah, I think there are 12 cards here. I'm going to give 3 to each of you. So Micah, take the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Holly, 1, 2, 3. Barbie, 1, 2, 3. And Merson, the last 3. Random selection numbers. I gave them a little mix while we were talking earlier on. So now, starting with Micah, we're going to generate 3 4-digit numbers, then add them all up from your numbers that you've got. So Micah, you've got these 3 here. Which one do you want to be your first digit of the first row?
Let's go with 1.
Let's go with a 1. Okay. So there's a 1. Okay. Oh, those should be down. Should be Micah, Holly, Barbie, Merson, like that. I am useless, aren't I? No, please don't answer that. So Micah, 1.
Yeah.
So Holly.
Yes.
You've got 3 digits here: a 7, a 6, and a 4. Which one do you want to be your first digit?
A 7.
A 7. Yeah.
Yep.
7. 7. Barbie, you've got, oh look, you've got a couple of 8s and a 6. Which would you like?
6.
The 6. And Merson, you've got 7, 8, and 4.
7.
7. Okay. Back to Micah. The next row, do you want to start with a 1 or with a 9?
Start with the 1 again.
Start with a 1 again.
Yeah.
Micah's on a roll. Okay, so Holly, 4 or a 6?
6.
A 6. So it could have been 1, 4, but it's going to be 1, 6. Barbie, and a big choice here, Barbie. Now, Barbie, do you want the 8 or do you want the 8?
I think I'll take the 8.
You're going to go for the 8. You sure?
Yes.
Don't want to change your mind?
No.
Okay. I should have mixed them up better, shouldn't I? Holly, the 8. 8 or 4? What would you like? An 8 or 4? An 8 or 4?
That's my one, is it? 4.
Oh, sorry, it's Merson, sorry. Holly, yeah, Merson. You want the 4. You want the 4, Merson. Okay, 4. And you don't have much choice here. We're left with 9, 4, 8, 8. 9, 4, 8, 8. Right, okay. Let's see what we've got. So we've got four-digit numbers generated randomly from the cards which were mixed up to begin with. And what we're going to do is add it up and see what we get. I'm going to use a calculator, be quicker than 1767 plus 1684 plus 9488 equals 12939. Ta-da! Oh, I forgot to write it down. 12939. Does that mean anything to anybody? I mean, surely the number 12939 means something to somebody. Micah, what do you reckon I've got on the reverse of this bit of paper?
A prediction of some kind.
No, it's not a prediction.
You got me.
God, I was thirsty. This has been standing here all along, and it says Pepsi on it. Yes. But if you look at it,
very nice. Yes,
I
see it.
Let's go to overhead.
12939.
Awesome.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You've been great. You've been great. I will slowly remove all of you and bring Dr. Michael back in a second. Thank you, Barbie. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Micah. And thank you, Merson.
You're welcome.
And we have Dr. Michael. Yay!
Yay! I love that effect. It was totally unexpected, Kevin. And I kind of did wonder why you had, a glass of some substance near you. We won't say what substance it is. Brilliant. I thought it was brilliant, in my humble opinion. I will ask you the same question that you asked me earlier. And that's closer stage or platform. Which do you prefer and why?
Oh, God. That's such a difficult question. And we call it parlor here rather than platform. I love them all, to be honest. I just love performing. So, like Tommy, I like a stage. I like a nice big array of people out there, and you get a nice feedback from them, generally, unless you're rubbish. But No, no, seriously though. No, I do love the buzz of a large audience, but then the platform parlor show with sort of, a dozen to 50 people maximum. That's intimate, and you can do something different. So that's really good for bizarre magic and things like that, because you can get people up close and you can spook them out. And
Absolutely.
then just getting away from the mentalism and bizarre stuff, just doing round the tables. I enjoy that too. I do. I've got a little agency that I work for, and they throw little corporate events for me every now and again, where you've got everything sort of 40 to 100 tables, and you're generally with a couple of other magicians and some other things like caricaturist artists and things as well, which all go around the tables doing
Love
various
that.
things.
Yeah.
And that's great fun.
I love that
So,
as well, for all the same reasons. Sometimes when I had corporate gigs or in restaurants, in order to impress the sponsor, I would get the whole table sometimes at a time. Sometimes individually I'll get them, but then for the big response and the claps or the laughs or whatever, you can't beat a whole table of 4, 5, or 10 people to impress your sponsor. So
yeah.
that's what I used to do in those situations. Not always,
And
but
of course, Zoom. We mentioned Zoom, and I love doing the Wednesday night over my magic show, Q Michaels.
look it up on Facebook. And we
and
love
your
that.
Friday night show once a month, which is great fun. This show. So.
It's all great fun. I feel so blessed and
Oh,
fortunate.
but I also do. I'm now a co-host on
Mondays.
Monday, with 11 a.m. UK time and silly o'clock for you lot in the States, which is the No Name Trivia Show, which is just a wonderful show and something completely left of field and different to anything else that's around. It's great fun. It's a quiz show where the questions and the answers and everything, nobody gives a damn, because it's as in the title stuff. When the show starts, it's all about the guests, and we have a guest or an array of guests on every week, and they're always fantastic, interesting guests, not from the world of magic, from the world of entertainment in general, and it's great fun.
It
And
is
it's an
great
honor for
fun.
me to be a co-host on that.
I love that show, and
Yeah.
congratulations. I'm going to congratulate you again for being the co-host and being appointed Lord Kevin Peel. And we love that show. I was on it once a long time ago, and loved it as well.
Is
You know,
that a hint? I think Joe's in the audience.
I know he is. So it might be a subtle hint. I'm not sure. If we can get my assistant up from New Hampshire at that hour, then yeah, I think we'll be in business. How can people contact you if they want to get in touch with
Okay,
you?
so I've got, in the past, I've sort of just said something or scribbled something on a bit of paper, but I thought I'd copy Tommy and go high tech. So if I press this button here,
We all explode. No. Wow.
oh,
Wow.
wrong side, sorry. There we go.
There we
It's
go. The UK.
theukmentalist.co.uk or Kevin, or on Facebook, Kevin Peel, Magician and Mind Reader. Just
Wonderful.
search for it. Yeah.
Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you so much for you produce my show. You're the tech brains behind this show, and you're infinitely appreciated. Lord Kevin Peel, director. Perfect. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much. We'll see you.
Thanks, Dr. Michael.
We'll see you soon, Kev. Thank you. And that looks like about the end of our show. I want to recap who's been on our show this time. Michael Kelly from the UK, Donovan from Canada, Ari Rose from the US, John the Great from the UK, myself minus Cheryl from Canada, Peter John from the UK, Robina the Enchantress from the US, Tommy Burnett from the US, and last but certainly not least, Kevin Peel from the UK as well. A reminder for tomorrow only, at least until January, for tomorrow only at which is Saturday, August 2nd, 1 p.m. LA time, 4 p.m. New York time, 9 p.m. UK time, 6 a.m. the following day, Sunday in Australia. We're going to have a special presentation, Tommy Burnett and I, of a show called Beyond Belief, The Art of Strange Mentalism. And we're looking forward to our very special guest to that show, Simon Piercy. I know you'll love him and you'll love our show as well. I can't wait to do that in just about 24 hours or less. Wow, we get to see all you guys and again, and that'll be awesome. I want to thank all of you out there for being you, for being here, for joining us this day. We don't do it for ourselves, we do it for you guys. We just want to share and give our love of magic and entertainment in general. So we're here the first Friday, I almost said Thursday. We're here the first Friday of every month at the same time, 1 p.m. LA time, 4 p.m. New York time, 9 p.m. UK time, 6 a.m. the next day, Sunday, Australia time. We'll look forward to seeing you guys all very soon. Take care.
Good night.